Today, we have assembled significant life illustrations exemplified in strong statements. We should plunge into the first. Life is an excursion that should be voyaged regardless of how terrible the streets and facilities. Oliver Goldsmith. This advises us that difficulties are an inborn piece of life. It's about the excursion, in addition to the objective. Continuing on toward our subsequent statement. In 3 words, I can summarize all that I've found out about existence. It goes on. Robert Ice. Robert Ice's words epitomize the versatility of life. Regardless of the difficulties, life proceeds with its course. How about we investigate the third life illustration? The reason for our lives is to be content. Dalai Lama. Bliss is the compass directing the reason for our reality. It's an all-inclusive pursuit we ought to value. Presently, we should unwind the fourth life illustration. Life happens when you're caught up with making different arrangements. Alan Saunders. Alan Saunders' statement urges us to see the value in the unconstrained minutes, as life frequently unfurls surprisingly. Here comes our fifth life illustration. Life is truly basic, however we demand making it confounded. Confucius. Confucius urges us to embrace straightforwardness, featuring that the intricacies are frequently through our own effort. We should investigate the sixth life example. Life is 10% what befalls us and 90% how we respond to it. Charles R. Swindle. Charles R. Swindle accentuates the force of our responses in forming our encounters, highlighting the significance of versatility. Continuing on toward our seventh life illustration. Life is short, and it depends on you to make it sweet. Sarah Louise Delaney. Sarah Louise Delaney's words move us to enjoy life's pleasantness and effectively shape our encounters. How about we dive into the eighth life illustration? The reason for life isn't to be content. It is to be helpful, to be respectable, to be merciful, to have it have some effect that you have endlessly lived well. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson's statement moves us to track down reason past private satisfaction, underlining the benefit of adding to everyone's benefit. Here comes our 10th life example. Life is a progression of examples which should be lived to be perceived. Helen Keller. Helen Keller's significant knowledge advises us that genuine comprehension comes from encountering life's illustrations firsthand. Lastly, our 10th life illustration. Life is either a really considering adventuring or nothing by any means. Helen Keller. Helen Keller's subsequent statement urges us to embrace existence with fortitude, seeing it as a stupendous experience loaded with potential outcomes. That's essentially 10 strong life examples embodied in statements. May these words reverberate and move as you explore your extraordinary excursion. Until sometime later, remain propelled.